And now, it's time for another episode of the 12-Man Fan Jam Show. A show made by 12s from around the world, for 12s around the world. I'm Mazette, and here's your host and my dad, the self-appointed Reverend Moses of the St. Paul Island Church of Seahawk Positivity.
Yes, welcome one and all to episode 809, the Dolphin Edition of your 12-Man Fan Jam Show, as our Seahawks get ready to take on the Miami Dolphins on Sunday. So please, put your tray table up and place your seats back in the full upright position. Settle in with a desired sin or beverage of your choice. And hey, what can I tell you? Jerry Jones sure didn't find any glory hole in Seattle last weekend. So glad to be back here for our 183rd episode 183 of your 12-Man Fan Jam Show. Unbelievable. Let's meet the posse for this episode. Of course, the yin to my yang. It is Matt from merry old England. Hi, Matt.
Hello, Moses. How are you?
I'm fantastic, Matt. How are you, sir?
I've been getting in the mood.
Okay.
Oh, dear.
Watching reruns of Flipper.
Oh, they call him Flipper.
Faster than light.
Oh, yes. I thought you were eating dolphin safe tuna, but...
It's always
Bumblebee
dolphin safe
tuna.
in the UK.
Bumblebee tuna.
Can you imagine buying dolphin unsafe tuna? Like, as if like this tuna's walking around with knives. Like, I'm going to cut that dolphin up.
You know, someone that eats a lot of bumblebee tuna, and that is our news hound, Will, right, Will? Hi, Will.
Hi, Moses. How are you?
Good. How are you, sir?
I'm good. You know, it's funny Matt should mention Flipper because I actually have him right here.
Oh, you do? Flipper.
Yeah. Hey, Flipper, are the Dolphins going to win on Sunday? You heard it here first.
Love it. Flipper, will he be around later? Apparently not.
Dustin having sexy time.
He's like a dolphin.
Lindsay told me that's how I am, and I don't know. But yeah.
You know, helium balloons are a big factor in that. So
You and Lindsay are tight, Matt. We know that. Lindsay, poor Lindsay is married to this guy. That's of course Dustin. Hi, Dustin.
yeah, nice segue.
Yeah, I tried.
Yeah,
How are you, sir?
I'm good. It's just me and Cohen at the house. The kids and Lindsay are over in Wenatchee, so just hanging out.
How is Kona, our 12-man Fan Jam Show mascot, Kona?
Oh, Cohen's doing great.
Excellent.
Yeah. Yep. Went on a walk this morning and
Oh,
been playing fetch all day, and she's good.
that's wonderful. Tell her we said hi, please.
Okay, Kona, they say hi.
She don't care.
She didn't say anything.
Flipper would care. Well, is Flipper still there? Hi, Flipper. Oh my God. All show long. All right, let's see what's in store for this episode besides Flipper. Fat Tony.
Very well. Let's do this thing.
Oh my goodness. All right, this show is broken into 4 quarters and a halftime. Quarter 1 will be Will and the news and probably some Flipper guests in there. Quarter 2, we're going to go over last week's Seahawk win over the Dallas Cowboys. And of course, at 2-minute warning, we do our prediction challenge. Look at our scores from last week. It was a score fest. That's all I'm saying. Halftime is the best Seahawk-themed trivia game on the internet. I refer to, of course, 12-Man Fan Jam Show Halftime Trivia
Of the world.
of the world. And I believe the winner last week was Dustin.
Sounds good. I like that.
Yeah, Dustin. After he didn't know what the hell he was doing, and then he won.
It happens.
It happens. Second half, we devote the entire second half, quarter 3 and 4, to that upcoming game between the Seahawks and the Dolphins. In quarter 3, we have game info, we have a weather report, we have an injury report, we have a fashion report, and we have a little special surprise at the start of quarter 3. No, I'm not singing, so don't worry, but something a little different based on our friends in Florida. In quarter 4, we take all that information together, and we give you our predictions or prognostications and our game balls for that game between the Seahawks and the Dolphins. But before we do all that, please like, share, subscribe to the Seahawk Positivity YouTube channel. Join our Facebook group, 12-Man Fan Jam Show. We have a wonderful game day thread on there every game. And we're also on Twitter, Seahawk Positivity. Email 12manfanjamshow@gmail.com. Check us out on iTunes. Check us out on Podbean. Take us with you wherever you go. Make us part of your pregame tradition. But before we do that, let's get to the first quarter and news. Yes, news from around the NFL. It's our news hound Will with the 12-Man Fan Jam Show News Report, brought to you by our sponsor in this episode, the DK Metcalf Rearview Mirror. Players approaching from behind may be closer than they appear, so use the DK Metcalf Rearview Mirror to avoid embarrassment for decades to come. Football with handles sold separately. Will, what you got for us?
Well, Moses, my first story is about a player that we had to deal with last week, Ezekiel Elliott, who is making the phrase "feed me" his personal trademark to the point where it's even tattooed on his stomach now.
Wonderful.
The problem is he wants to make it his legal trademark, but the rights to that term are already held by former WWE wrestler Ryback.
Yeah.
And he's not very happy about it. I think it's low-life scum, Ryback said, quite frankly. He's a wrestling fan.
Wow.
He 100% got it from me.
Ooh.
I already established it and own it. I have a feeling it's going to be denied by the trademark office. Now, if it's not, I will simply have to pay to and oppose it, and we will provide evidence, and he will not get it. I'll tie him up in court for years. Who gets a tattoo before it's even done? That's pretty silly. I hope he has a good tattoo removal. So,
Jeez, my goodness. We're a little testy.
Elliot
His
might
response
want to
was
come
better
up
than
with
his
a
wrestling
different
career,
one.
I'll tell you that.
What'd you say, Dustin?
That his response was better than his wrestling career, I'll tell you that.
Very well done. I wish Zeke would have got that tattoo on his face. He might be a little bit more handsome. Look, I'm nothing to look at. I know that. But, the dude looks like an Ewok. I'm just saying. Total Ewok. Well, that's too bad. Matt, you a big wrestling fan?
No, not at all. But I do like the idea of having tattoos that say "feed me," because at the moment I am obviously trying to lose a lot of weight, not eating very much, and to be honest, I am hungry all the damn time at the moment.
Yeah.
So feed me seems like a good thing. And the other thing I'd like is a barcode that you actually work, and you go into like a grocery store and you'd scan your arm and it'd come up with baked beans or something.
I've known people who have done that. They've put working barcodes and QR codes on their as tattoos.
Wow. Well, there's some that you can do in audio too. Like if you put it on there and it has like someone's, I don't know how they did it, but
I always want the theme from Ghostbusters.
That'd be pretty cool.
Here comes Matt. Wow. Well, I hope Zeke doesn't get beat up by a wrestler. That would break my heart.
Ryback can do it too. He's a big boy.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't sound very happy. Will, what else you got for us?
Well, Moses, this one comes from the Only in 2020 department. Two teams are going to be hosting fans for upcoming games, and they're using some rather unique methods of making sure people don't get sick afterwards. The Falcons are going to host fans for the first time on October 11th, assuming anybody shows up with the way they're playing.
Oh,
After the game, they are going to use two Lucid Drone Technologies D1 disinfecting drones to sanitize the stadium.
Oh, yeah.
The drones use electrostatic spraying nozzles for even distribution of medical-grade disinfecting chemicals, and they apparently reduce cleaning time by 95%.
Whoa.
Now, the Carolina Panthers are taking a different approach this Sunday. They're going to have about 5,000 fans in Bank of America Stadium. They are using what team president calls a, quote, germ-zapping robot, unquote. It's the Xenex, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right and don't really care, Light Strike robot, which is
injury report.
Which has previously been used in locker rooms, offices, and other parts of the Panthers facility. And it's supposedly the world's only proven coronavirus-killing UV ray robot. So, now we have Skynet fighting the epidemic for us. Go figure.
Holy crap.
I think just wash their hands.
Yeah,
They
right.
have to.
I've got the perfect plan. That you don't need any of that. You just need to sell bleach at the concession stand for $3 a bottle. Everyone drinks it, and we're all fine.
Who got that robot from, don't you? China.
When-
That's where they got
When
it
you
from.
said they're bringing in drones, to do
Robots
this,
from
the
China.
first thing I envisioned was like how the fire planes or whatever, they'll go and they'll scoop up.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
from a
yeah.
lake, just drop it on the stadium.
Just drop a bunch of the orange stuff. Well, that'd be kind of hard for Atlanta because they've only got that little sunroof in their stadium.
That's true.
You have people like in each section, like the security guys with like a great big bucket of that orange stuff and just throw it into the air. That'd be fun.
It'd be like Ghostbusters too. Speaking of Ghostbusters earlier, they got all that ooze in the tanks there. Just spray that everywhere.
There you go. Yeah, like they did inside the Statue of Liberty.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
He's a harbor chick. Well, thank you, Will, very much for the news.
Anytime, Moses.
Yeah, that usually the end of the first quarter, but I do want to bring up something before we go to the end of the first quarter. I'll let you all speak on this in a moment, but this week, apparently, Chop Chop called it a career. Jermaine Kearse apparently retired through social media anyway. And I personally would like to thank him for all he did in the Seahawk uniform. Guy came in undrafted and was just an amazing receiver for the Seahawks, especially during their Super Bowl run. Some amazing catches. Of course, if the Seahawks win that Super Bowl against the Patriots, that catch of his would go down in history as the greatest Super Bowl catch of all time. It got him to the 2. But not just that catch, but other catches. The catch that took us into overtime win over Green Bay to get us there. The Super Bowl, he had a touchdown against the Broncos. Just an amazing career. And when I always think of him, guys, and I'm going to turn it over to you guys, but when I always think of him, remember when Mike Robb had his Mike Robb report where he would go around, and I always remember Jermaine was kind of like the Dustin of their group. Everyone kind of picked on him, but he was a really great guy. And Chop Chop I always think of him with those guys kind of picking on him looking at him like, hey, that's not funny, But thanks, Jermaine Kearse, for all you did in Seahawk Blue. Dustin, you want to add anything?
I think what you said says it all. He had some really, really memorable moments. I thought he was a great Seahawk. He's a local kid, which is awesome to see him, live his dream, go out there, play for the hometown team, win a Super Bowl, and not only win a Super Bowl, but be a part of it in a big way. He made some great plays for the Seahawks. I enjoyed watching him when he was here.
I agree. Matt?
I mean, yeah, great hometown, done good. 200 career stats: 255 receptions, 3,290 receiving yards, 17 receiving touchdowns. That's not a career, and a Super Bowl in there as well.
Nice.
It's not a career to be ashamed of. We did a fantastic job. Crucial catches when we needed. Massive thanks for him.
Amen. Will?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, undrafted free agent. Just a great career for a local kid. And yeah, like you said, I mean, he had all those great catches. He had the go-ahead touchdown in the championship game against the 49ers on that fourth down play.
Right, that's right.
Reliable target for a lot of years. I wish him nothing but the best, and I'm glad he got to have some good years in Seahawks Blue.
I agree. Thank you, Jermaine Kearse. Thank you, Chop Chop. And that will be the end of the first quarter.
It's the end of the first quarter, bitches.
All right, coming up on this fish episode of the 12-Man Fan Jam Show. We got a lot of show left. Dolphin game predictions, but up next, we're going to take a look back at last week's win over those Cowboys. We'll be right back after this.
You're listening to the 12-Man Fan Jam Show, a Seahawk Positivity production.
That's the fact, Jack!
Holy shit, it's the second quarter.
Welcome to the second quarter of episode 809 of your 12-Man Fan Jam Show, the best pregame tradition since jumping onto tables. Something Bills fans like to do. Hey, how about them Cowboys, huh? Let's discuss that crazy win over the Cowboys last week, 38-31. Will, what are your thoughts on that game?
That, even for Seahawks standards, was a pretty bizarre game. But
right from the start, too, wasn't it?
Yeah. Shows that we got a long way to go, but shows what we're capable of. You look at the offense, and it's still clicking. Russell Wilson is still playing at an MVP level. DK Metcalf learned a valuable lesson about life. Tyler Lockett goes to show that he may be the most underrated wide receiver in the NFL.
Yeah, so says Metcalf, and so I agree with. Yeah,
he just keeps making plays, and I tell you what, I'm thankful that Chris Carson is doing well and is going to be able to play this Sunday, because that was some of the dirtiest crap I've ever seen.
Yeah,
Cowboys defensive tackle Tristan Hill rolling up on him after he was already down.
Terrible.
And I'm sorry, Quandre Diggs gets ejected for a hit that, okay, illegal, but the guy wasn't hurt. He didn't miss a play.
Thank you.
Chris Carson went out, could have shattered his knee, and all Hill gets is a fine.
Right.
there's something very wrong there. I'm sorry.
Perception, that's what's wrong with that one. Diggs looked like it hurt more. The other one, it just looked like they rolled around on the ground. They're more worried about concussions and saving their ass than they are about the actual injuries.
They're more worried about concussions. That's the number one thing. Yep. No doubt about it. Hey, Matt. Tight end report for you. Olsen, 5 catches, 61 yards, and Hollister, a crucial 2-down, 2-point conversion and a touchdown catch for Hollister. Tight ends were playing very well.
As I predicted at the beginning of the season, tight ends are going to have much more action this year than previous years. Jacob Hollister, I thought, was really good. Greg Olsen, he does his thing, longest 21 yards. Yeah, it's all good. 6 targets, he'll do well. I just think that DK Metcalf's lesson, I love the idea that DK Metcalf is able to learn, and you know what it's like. You're an educator, Dennis, right? So you learn a practical lesson, never forget, and it doesn't cost the team a win, because we still won.
Yes.
But he gets to learn that as good as you are and as fabulous as you are and as tall as you are and as physical as you are, that there are, and actually, can we also just give a shout out actually to the defensive Diggs for staying with that play, because you see defensive players sort of start to tail off as they head towards the end zone and they don't want to make that play. He did not do that. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. DK Metcalf learned a valuable lesson, as Will said. I laughed so hard at the end of the game. I was furious at that moment, but I laughed very hard at the end of the game because I thought, there you go, that will teach you, that will learn you.
That was one of the most un-DK Metcalf moves I've ever seen, too, because if you make a list of guys that you think are going to do that, DK Metcalf is at the bottom of that list. I mean, and even now I still feel that way, even though I saw him do it. I'm like, I can't believe Metcalf was the one that did that. And I don't think he believes it either. But I was just at that point, okay, I'm over it. Let's just get back out on the field, throw him a ball, and let's get back in this game, because I knew it wasn't something that was gonna stick in his craw very long, and it didn't, and I'm glad.
It was really similar to me to the Greg Olsen miscatch, which ended up being an interception. It's a similar thing. It was a case of, okay, well, that will teach you for having spaghetti arms. Okay, DK, this will teach you for being cocky. Cocky. Before you get into the end zone, don't do it. What do they say? Don't celebrate till you're in the paint or something.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, we did Ezekiel Elliott, 14 rushes, 34 yards. And even though Prescott threw for 470 yards, but I mean, they didn't run very well against us. I'm kind of surprised. Were you surprised that?
Yes and no. I mean, I was glad to see us step up and stop the run in the first half. In the second half, it really didn't matter because they didn't really have to run. They were just throwing the ball all over the place.
That's true.
And a lot of the blame is falling on our secondary and our pass rush, but there were a couple plays where we just got out-coached. The two long touchdowns by number 11 on the Cowboys. I forget his name. I don't really care. But one, he was matched up against KJ Wright. That ain't going to work. I love KJ, but he's never going to be able to cover a receiver that fast man-to-man. And on the second one, he's got Shaquille Griffin man-to-man, but Griffin's lined up to his outside.
Yeah,
and literally all he had to do was just slant across the field, which is exactly how he did, and Griffin's not going to catch him.
No, Cedric Wilson, I know you don't care, but Cedric Wilson's the guy. But I know.
So it is Wilson. Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure. But, yeah, so there's a lot going on there, but I'm glad we didn't let Ezekiel Elliott run over us like he's capable of doing to teams, but, we just got to tighten up on the mistakes. If we get beat on a pass, we get beat on a pass, but we can't have the screw ups.
No, and 3 straight 400-yard passers. I know we're 3-0, but I'd like to see that tightened up a little bit. Can this week Fitzmagic throw less than 400? That would be nice. Something Dustin, something Will and I talked about before the show a little bit before everybody joined us and we got ready for the show. Was the play in the last series, particularly of Shaquem Griffin. Thought Shaquem had a wonderful game, especially that last series. He seemed to be everywhere. Does he look like? To me, he looked like a different guy. To me, he looked like a guy from Central Florida. Did you notice that?
I mean, I thought that he's been hit or miss. I know that he's he had a decent game, but he also gave up that big touchdown we just talked about a minute ago. But
Shaquem.
No, you said Shaquem, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Shaquem was awesome. Shaquem was good.
Yeah.
I was glad to have him back up on the team. He. It sucks that we had the injuries to Bruce and now to Brooks. But, kind of the silver lining to that is that we get to see Shaquem play. And he's only going to develop and get better. And I thought he played pretty well. Overall, truth be told, I had a hard time actually watching the game because I had that eye surgery on Thursday.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so that was rough. A lot of it was listening, not really watching. So I didn't get to see a lot of it per se.
Yeah.
But I was glad that, talking about Zeke, I was glad that happened, that we were able to stop him because we weren't stopping anything else. So that was nice. If you're going to make him one-dimensional, eventually, hopefully that'll pay off. That seems to be what they're doing to all the teams.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah.
Let your quarterback throw for 500 yards if he run for 10, apparently, is the plan.
If you look at around the league, though, there's a lot of poor defensive play this year so far. I mean, there's a lot of high-scoring games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a lot of defensive struggles. So
completely the opposite of what I expected.
Yeah.
I thought the defenses come out here to dominate because the offenses were going to struggle. But man, am I wrong.
Yeah, and like I said last week, and again, we're going to see another over-under number in the 50s, which usually they're around 45, 46, but last week was 56, and I think this one coming up is in the 50s, but I don't remember. But that's 55 is 25 to 30, so you're talking each team scoring over 24 points in the game. That's a lot of points.
Yeah. Oh, I just realized I didn't get a comment on the DK Metcalf thing.
Oh yeah, please.
But that cracked me up, and not because first thing I thought it was okay. That's DK Leon Let Metcalf now. So I didn't crap about that, but it happened so early in the game. I didn't care. I was like, my kids. I saw that one, and my kids were like, "What the hell is he doing?" I'm like, "Well, they didn't say hell, but And I was like, "Well, I mean, he's learning."
Something worse.
Yeah, I was like, he's learning. I was like, it's so early in the game. This doesn't even matter right now because the way the offense is going. We can score, another 10 touchdowns. Who knows? It's like, but I bet you he never makes that mistake again.
Yeah, right. Well, it's funny you say that because I kind of felt the same way. I mean, of course I was upset, but I was like, what is he doing? And I'm like, okay, because he's so unlike that for him to do that. Like if he'd done other diva things and that happens, like, all right, he's got to stop it. He's going to ruin our game, blah, blah, blah. But he's not like that at all. It's so DK Metcalf, like I said, that I was just like, what is that? I'm like, oh, well, just getting back out there, throwing the ball, he'll be fine because the kid is not a diva.
I think he thought he had a lot more separation than he did.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. But it's great that he was able to brush it off and come up with that amazing touchdown at the end. Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
It's that sort of, it's that ability to have that sort of amnesia because we always talk about quarterbacks having that sort of amnesia for plays when they go wrong and just sort of getting on with the game. Receivers need that too because he could have gotten into his own head and made a complete mess of the rest of the game. He didn't. He was fantastic.
Hanging out with Russ as much as he does sure pays off. He's mature beyond his years.
He really is. So big win for Seattle. Let's go to the 2-minute warning and see how I did on our predictions.
Holy shit! It's a 2-minute warning.
Wow. Okay. Let's see how we fared in our week of posse prediction challenges. And this was a lot of scoring going on. We had more scoring going on than Menudo after, I don't know. We had a lot of scoring. I don't know.
That one died on the launch pad.
That one died on the launch pad. All right, first the score 38 to 31. Look, Will got it right. Perfect, Will.
Wow.
Nice job.
Yeah, so did Jose. But they each got 5 points.
Yeah, whatever.
And then 3 points to Andy and Mike because they both had Cowboys with 31. In fact, Andy had 38-31 and it was 30. No, he had 37-31 and it was 38-31. So he's actually up by 1 point. But and 2 points to Dustin because you said a 7-point Seahawk win and that's what happened. So good for you.
Yay me.
Yeah, you. Prognostications, a point to Lil Mo for 4 Wilson touchdown passes. Lil Mo's very upset at Mark Ty Turner. We'll talk about that in a minute. A point to Mike for 2 Seahawk sacks. A point to Mark Ty Turner for saying Wilson gets 2 touchdown passes. And Little Mo was like, come on, Dad, that 2 touchdown passes. He said, then this week I'm going to say, Russell Wilson throws the ball 3 times, But I let it stick. 1 point to Will for finally getting that Robinson sack.
Second time's the charm.
Yeah. Point to Maddie for the safety. That was exciting. Mm-hmm. Point to me for 3 Dallas turnovers. I think I was going to get that until the final play, but I got it. Game balls. I'm giving one to Metcalf. I know he dropped the ball, but he still had over 100 yards and that clutch touchdown at the end. Jose, Mike, Dustin, Chris, Andy, and me. Lockett. Unbelievable. 3 touchdowns, 100 yards. Carey and Jimmy. The over and under was over. Everyone said over except for Little Mo. So that means individual scores for just week 3. Just week 3, the individual scores are this. One game. Jose 7, Will 7, Mike 6, Andy 5, Dustin 4, Moses 3, Matt 2, Chris 2, Mark 2, Carey 2, Jimmy 2, Little Mo 1. And I think if you total that up, we collectively as a group scored 43 points as a group. Unbelievable.
What was the over-under on that one?
Wow. Who knows? After 3 games, our scores have been all jumbled up. Mike Pascal now leads with 11. Moses and Jose in second with 9. Will at 8. Little Mo at 7. Dustin and Andy at 6. Maddie and Jimmy at 5. Mark and Chris at 4. And Carey at 3. Going into this week's game, the team scores. Team 12, 41. Team Posse, 38. We closed the gap. I think it was 6 points last week. It's now 3.
Sounding like a typical Seahawks game so far.
Yeah.
Can't win in the first quarter of the season.
No, you can't. But we better stay close or it won't matter. All right. As always, on Sunday before the game, we will post everyone's scores and game balls and prognostications from the fourth quarter of this show. And we'll put it on the 12-Man Fan Jam Show Facebook wall on the game day thread for all to see and enjoy. We want you to not just join us on the game day thread, but go ahead and post your own score, game ball prognostication, and we'll give you some props for that if you do that. Now let's go to halftime.
Holy shit, it's halftime!
Oh, we've got so much show ahead of us. But first, before we do all that, it's another fine edition of 12-Man Fan Jam Show Halftime Trivia. And that is coming up next.
You're listening to the 12-Man Fan Jam Show, a Seahawk Positivity production.
Yes, it's halftime, and welcome to another fun-filled edition of the best play-along Seahawk-themed trivia game show on the internet. It's time for 12-Man Fan Jam Show Halftime Trivia. And here's your host, the self-appointed Reverend Moses of the St. Paul Island Church of Seahawk Positivity.
Yes, thank you, Mia. Welcome to another fine edition of 12-Man Fan Jam Show Halftime Trivia. The trivia game that tests the knowledge of both our posse and our listeners. Our contestants are the posse themselves, Will, Matt, and Dustin. And here are the rules. Get that damn thing out of here!
Sorry.
So here's how the trivia game works. There'll be 2 rounds of questions. Each contestant answers 1 question each round. If they get it correct, they get 1 point. After 2 rounds of questions, there'll be a final trivia question worth 2 points. If there's a tie after that, then the tie players go on to a special secret overtime question where the winner becomes reigning 12-Man Fan Jam Show Trivia Champion and also gets a prize chosen especially for them. As an added bonus to those listening on the Seahawk Positivity YouTube channel, the questions and possible answers will be displayed on your screen so you, the viewer and listener, can play along as well. If you do, please let us know how you did on the questions. Remember, there's no Googling, no phone a friend, and please, no wagering. However, there is a lifeline. Before taping this show, my 2 charming Seahawk fan children, Mosette and Little Mo, did take the quiz as well. If the contestants want to know what the kids said, they can ask that but once and only once during the entire game show and only in the first 2 rounds. Now let's get ready to play 12-Man Fan Jam Show Halftime Trivia.
All right. Damn dolphin floating around everywhere. Trying
Sorry,
to do the rules.
I can't control it.
I know. That's all right. Hey, Dustin is...
Shut up!
Get him! Get him! Damn fish. The topic is the Dolphins and, of course, Miami. For round 1, Dustin, 1, 2, or 3?
3.
Dustin says 3. Matt, 1 or 2?
2, please.
And that leaves number 1 for Will. Hi, Will.
Hi.
Hey, Will.
Yes.
When the Seahawks beat the Dolphins in Miami back in 1983, how many interceptions did Dan Marino throw? 1, 2, or 3? Dance!
Was that a regular season game or was that the playoff win?
I believe that might be the playoff win, but I'm not sure.
Okay. I'll go with 2.
I'll go with 2. Little Mo and Mosette each went with 3. Are you scared? Because you went with 2?
No.
Yeah, you shouldn't be because you got it right.
So that
Bill is on the board. All right. Matt.
is.
Your question is a little different.
Oh no.
They usually are.
Are you familiar with Pitbull?
Rapper.
Miami resident Pitbull.
Culo.
Yeah, how many Billboard Latin Music Awards has Miami resident Pitbull won as of May 2019? Is it 33, 34, or 35?
Holy crap.
That's a lot.
What?
That's a lot of Billboard Latin Music Awards.
People actually buy this shit?
Hey, I don't make these questions up. Or actually, I do. I take that
He
back.
does like phone commercials. That's what I know about him.
What were those numbers again? I'll just pick one.
33, 34, or 35?
35.
You don't want to ask the kids?
No, they will. What would they know about? Okay. No, what would they know about modern music? No.
All right. You just go say 35 anyway.
Yes.
All right. Mosette said 33 and Little Mo said 34. Neither one of them said 35. Yeah, you got it right.
Wow.
You mock my kids. All right, Dustin.
You know, the
That's
kids
a
are
big
going
fan
to
of
start
reggaeton.
taking this
He won't admit
personally,
it, but
man.
he's a huge fan of it.
Yeah. Dustin, the first time the Seahawks played the Miami Dolphins in Miami was back in 1977. Remember that game?
Absolutely.
Okay. How many turnovers did the Seahawks have in that game? 1, 2, or 3? Team turnovers for the Seahawks the first time they played Miami Dolphins in Miami. 1, 2, or 3? How many?
I said, did we win?
Oh, I can't disclose that.
It's not helpful. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. How about 2? 2 sounds
How
great.
about 2? Well, Mosette and Little Mo both said 1. You said 2. No, it's 3. Actually, I had 3. So,
Wow.
yeah.
I'm guessing they lost then.
Probably. All right, we go to round 2, and we start with Matt. Matt, 4, 5, or 6?
5, please.
Will, 4 or 6?
6, please.
And that leaves Dustin with number 4. All right, Dustin.
Yeah.
Back to back.
Okay.
I like that. Dustin, are you familiar with a football player called Antonio Brown?
I have heard of him.
Yeah, he's from Miami. What college did he attend? What college did Antonio Brown? Was it Michigan University, Central Michigan University, or Western Michigan University?
He went to Michigan? Wow.
He either went to Michigan, Central Michigan, or Western Michigan. He was in Michigan somewhere.
That's
Antonio Brown.
Shit, I don't care.
Okay.
The third one.
The third one?
Yeah.
Western Michigan. I always appreciate the enthusiasm from the posse with these questions. Western Michigan. Mosette said Michigan. Little Mo said Central Michigan. You said Western Michigan. Wow, who let the dogs out?
Yeah, Kona was not happy with that.
Well, tell Kona that you were wrong because it's Central Michigan. So sorry, Kona.
But think
Too bad
that
it wasn't.
talent-wise, he would have gone to a bigger school. That's crazy.
Too bad it wasn't Eastern Michigan. Their initials spell emu.
I bet they're not the fighting emus too because they just is too clever.
They
She's
should
coming
be.
over to apologize now.
Okay.
Hi, Kona.
Hi, Kona. We love you.
I said hi, Kona. Don't respond.
Stupid dog. Hey, Matt. Hello.
Hello.
When was the last time the Seahawks beat the Dolphins in Miami? Was it 1996, 1997, or 1998? That hurts.
I'll ask the kids.
Both of them said 1996.
I'll know that then. So it'll have to be one of the others.
Okay, 97 or 98, smart ass.
97.
All right.
Yeah.
They both said
It
96.
can't work out, surely, because we played them every 4 years. That would be the wrong number. That would be odd. So
Right. And besides, the kids never, the kids said 96.
would
That
be-
can't possibly ever be right. Oh, guess what?
Could be 96.
It's 96, bitch. That's right.
The number.
Back then, that was before we played them every 4 years.
Yeah.
Was it? Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they didn't do that until later.
2002, since they realigned
But the
everything.
kids are right and you were wrong, so
Thanks.
you're welcome. Will!
So immature.
Yes?
I know. Hey, Will. When the Seahawks beat the Dolphins in Seattle back in 2016, how many times was Russell Wilson sacked? Once, twice, or 3 times a sack?
What do the kids say?
Mosette said 2 and Little Mo said 3.
Hey, Flipper, should I do 1? I don't remember a lot of that game, but I'm gonna go 3.
How do you keep a dolphin in your house?
I have an enormous bathtub.
Okay, fair enough. 3.
Wasn't that the Buffalo Wild Wings game?
No, that was the 2012 game in Miami.
No, yeah, that was in Miami when
Okay.
when sprinklers went off. You said 3, right?
Correct.
Of course you did, and it's right.
Well, given our offensive line that year, there was an easy call.
Unfortunately, you're absolutely right there. So here's where we stand. Will with 2, Matt with 1, Dustin with 0. But Dustin, don't fear. You know why you shouldn't fear. Final question. Final question. We're at 2 points, so you can tie and make it overtime. It is a high-low number. The closest without getting over gets the 2 points. And if Dustin gets it, we're having overtime, which we haven't had in a long time. So the order will be Dustin, Matt, and Will. Here is your question, gents, starting with Dustin. When the Seahawks beat the Dolphins in Seattle back in 2004, how many rushing yards did Sean Alexander have in that game? How many rushing yards for Sean Alexander 2004 with the Dolphins?
I'm trying to think if that was the year that he scored all the touchdowns and everything, or if that was the year after.
2004, the Seahawks beat the Dolphins in Seattle. That was the game, I think, with Big Play Babineau made the interception at the end.
No, that was Michael Boulware.
Oh, yeah, it was Boulware. You're right. Good call.
6.
Thank you. It was Boulware. That's right.
Also, Jerry Rice's touchdown as a Seahawk.
Yes, he did. Jerry had a really good game, by the way, that game.
I will give it a cool 100 and just make them guess.
Cool 100. Cool 100. Matt, a cool 100. How many yards did Sean Alexander rush against the Dolphins in 2004?
I'll give him a cool 80.
Ooh, cool 100, cool 80. Will.
I'll give it 120.
120. 80, 100, 120.
We're all equidistant.
We are. You are. The Seahawks beat the Dolphins in Seattle back in 2004. Sean Alexander had 96 rushing yards.
Son of a bitch.
We're a friend again. Matt.
And where are the Golden Girls based? Miami.
Are they based in Miami? Oh,
I
fantastic.
know that.
It's a
Makes
sign.
sense, though.
Wow. Who knew that? Apparently you did.
I did not.
Fantastic. Order a trophy, Matt.
Oh, shit.
There it is. All right. Another great, crowd-pleasing, award-winning, heart-stopping, dolphin-filled edition of your 12-man Fan Jam Show halftime trivia. Awesome. We'll be back with the second half of the show right after this. Oh, Golden Girls, you know what you do to me. Take us out.
You're listening to the 12-Man Fan Jam Show, a Seahawk Positivity production.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Holy shit, it's the third quarter.
Hey, Matt. Hey, Matt.
Yes.
Congratulations on winning, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you for being a friend.
Oh, hey, thank you for being a friend. And welcome, friends, to the third quarter of your 12-Man Fan Jam Show. Hey, you! Yes, you eating non-dolphin safe tuna. Like, share, and subscribe to the Seahawk Positivity YouTube channel. Join our Facebook group, 12-Man Fan Jam Show. Come to our game day threads on game days. And do it now before you find Flipper in your tuna casserole. All right. Yeah, there he is. It's time to get you ready for the Sunday game between your Seattle Seahawks and the Miami Dolphins at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. on the West Coast. Matt?
10 a.m. on the West Coast would be 6 o'clock over here.
Oh, perfect.
Was that a question?
Right after tea
I
time.
have to think about it. I keep moving them around. So
Right after your tea and crumpets, you can watch the game.
Little tea and crumpets. Very nice, very nice.
Very nice. Brilliant, brilliant. So this game is taking place in Miami, which, of course, is in Florida, as you know. And the state of Florida, for Matt's benefit, who lives in England, the state of Florida is like the illegitimate, twice-removed crazy uncle of the rest of the United States, right? You just kind of hope that he doesn't show up at a family function, and when he does, you just kind of distance yourself from him without looking obvious, right? So anyway, Florida is so odd. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. There's an actual game where you put your birthday and add Florida man to the Google search engine, and whatever comes up is an amazing headline. Have you guys done this before? This really works.
I did a couple years ago, yeah.
I did too. I don't remember what the answer was, though.
Well, I do not worry, because I did your birthdays and I have your headlines. And here's what happened. I simply went to Google. I went to, as my roommate at school we refer to it jokingly as, I went to the Google and I did a little Googling, and I put your birth date and then Florida man. That's all I put. And I'm going to read you the first headline for all of you. So first for me, my birthday is August 19th, and I put August 19th, Florida man, and what I came up with was this headline. First headline: Florida man arrested after allegedly shoving steaks worth more than $50 down his pants.
Was it Jameis Winston?
Don't know. Real headline, by the way. Maddie. June 19, Florida man came up this. Florida man, 72, tries to mow down neighbor with tractor during dispute, cops say.
That sounds like me. That's something I would do.
Yeah, Dustin and Will are they're close, so I had to kind of fudge it a little bit. But Dustin, you got January 8th, you got Florida man guilty of illegal exotic animal trade, which could be God knows what. But my favorite
exotic
is Will. January 7th, and I think this is better than anybody's. And again, what I'm doing here, for everybody listening, I'm going on Google, and I'm simply putting a day of the year and Florida man and hitting search, and the first thing that comes up. So if you want to play this is a lot of fun. So Will, for January 7th, Florida man claims syringes found in his rectum aren't his. That is what Will got for his Florida. So it's a fun little game involving Florida.
Me, Moses.
Well, hey, Will, what you do on your time? You've got dolphin in your bathtub, whatever you want to do.
For that person's sake, I hope the caps were on the needles.
I didn't read the article. I got to be honest with you.
It's like the worst Saw movie ever.
Play a game.
Yeah, so we encourage you to do that. Play Florida Man, play birthday Florida Man, and hit Google and see what happens. It's a lot of fun. And if you do, let us know what you got. But now let's go back. Let's go to the actual game between the Dolphins and the Seahawks. And we're going to start by seeing how healthy these teams are by turning to our own doctor, Dr. Dustin, with the 12-Man Fan Jam Show injury report. Dr. Dustin, tell us the news!
Doctor, give me the news!
All right, well, I'm going to start with Miami this week because I got to catch my breath, I think, before I do the Seahawks injury.
Yeah, sad but true, yeah.
I'm going to feel like Ace Ventura when I get to that one, before he talks about Ray Finkel. All right, so Miami Dolphins, they have two players that are doubtful. They have safety Kayvon Frazier, he's got a shoulder injury, and cornerback Byron Jones, he has a groin and Achilles injury, both, which sucks. And that dude's definitely not going to play. That's rough going right there. They got two questionable. Guard Solomon Kinley has a foot injury, and then Tua, I don't even need to say his last name. Everybody knows who Tua is. Apparently, he's got an illness. I wasn't able to locate what that was because I didn't look that hard because I don't care. But he's sick. Does anybody know what that is?
Yeah, he's sick. They're playing the Seahawks, so he don't want to play.
Fair enough. All right. Now, on to your Seattle Seahawks.
Although you face it, Bobby Wagner would make you very sick if you had to face him.
It's true. Yeah. I'm not. Yeah, we'll just leave that alone for now.
Please, shall we proceed?
I was going to give him one of those old CJ Procise injuries, but we'll just leave it.
No.
We'll just leave it. So for the Seattle Seahawks, we have 3 players that are out. 2 of them in the secondary. Not good things there.
No.
We got Jamal Adams is out. He's got that groin injury he's dealing with. And then Quentin Dunbar is also out with a knee injury. And then we got linebacker Jordan Brooks, which also sucks. That's kind of a bittersweet thing because we talked about this earlier. Bruce Irvin gone with his ACL injury. So Jordan Brooks takes his spot. Jordan Brooks gets hurt. Now we have Shaquem. Shaquem will be playing there. So it's good to see Shaquem, but it sucks that the rookie's injured. He's got a knee injury.
Yeah.
And then questionable. Both our number 1, number 2 running backs, Chris Carson, Carlos Hyde, are both questionable. Carson with the knee, Hyde with the shoulder. I do believe they're both going to play, though. It sounds like Carson did pretty good in practice this week, considering. So then we got Shaquille Griffin's got a shoulder injury, and it seems like, if I remember right, that was an issue for him last year, the year before as well.
Yeah.
So that might be just an ongoing thing he's going to have to deal with throughout his career. We have two more that are concerning for the secondary. Cornerback Nico Thorpe has a hip issue going on. And then safety Lano Hill has a back injury, and that apparently is kind of in his hip area, which I'm guessing that has to do with either sacrum or the sciatic nerve. I'm not sure exactly what's going on there.
Wow.
But that can be a problem. And neither one of those guys, there's no practice today because there's a travel day, but neither one of them practiced on Thursday, and I think that's significant. I don't think they're going to play. Then our other guy that we have that's questionable is Damian Lewis, the rookie guard, and he's got an ankle injury that he's dealing with. So overall, Seahawks are pretty banged up.
Yeah.
But I think if you're going to play a team where you can be a little banged up and let some of the younger guys or less experienced guys get some NFL experience, this might be the game to do it. So I'm all good with it.
Great point.
I love the idea of a groin injury that sucks.
Well, I was going to say, Matt,
how the groin injury happened.
One of our very first shows was the Falcons game where Brandon Browner hurt his groin and
pulled it right off.
Pulled his groin, pulled it right off. And I remember saying on the show, Matt, how did you feel when you saw Brandon Browner walking off the field holding his groin? And I don't know, Matt, if you remember what you said, but I do as clear as bell.
What did I say?
Matt said, well, I remember thinking to myself, what a country, what a game. And I just kept sipping me lager. That's exactly what you said.
Oh, dear.
I'll never forget that. So, but in all seriousness, we certainly hope that Jamal Adams feels better too. And that they all do, but kind of a full report there, Dustin, but thank you.
Yeah, that was tough. There's a lot going on.
Now, hopefully that'll diminish next week, but let's take a look at how the weather's going to be by turning to a guy living in England. It's time for the 12-Man Fan Jam Show Weather and Fashion Report with Matt from merry old England. Oh, Matt.
It's raining man.
Yes, thank you, Moses. So, we're on the road. We're off to the Hard Rock Stadium down in Florida with a matchup against the Fish. Now, I tried to get hold of the National Hurricane Center in Miami, as I thought they would likely have the most accurate weather forecast for the region, but I couldn't get through. So I phoned the next best thing, the Interstate National Climate Environmental Science Technology Center in Kentucky, INSES Center for short. Now, they told me that Florida is going to present us with a very warm day, overcast with temperatures in the high 80s to the low 90s, but feeling closer to the high 90s, so it's going to be warm. They got very excited, though, when I mentioned relative humidity. That wasn't until I explained to them that relative humidity doesn't mean getting your cousin wet. So it's going to be a hot and humid day, and the field, and I do hope that the field sprinklers don't accidentally and mysteriously get turned on, having a seriously detrimental impact on the game for no particular reason.
Right. Memories.
Yeah, memories. But for once, we'll have fans in the stadium. And I know a good number of Seahawk fans are heading down to the stadium for this game. As I say, it's always nice to pay homage to the local customs and traditions, so you could pop on a pair of Mickey Mouse ears, or an astronaut helmet, or of course a gator costume, But as for me, if I was going to this game, there really would only be one option. If I'm genuinely going to celebrate Floridian culture, I'm dressing as Blanche Devereaux from the Golden Girls.
Oh,
My
there you go.
spiritual opposite on this show. All I need is a little Southern Belle accent, a nice 80s dress with enormous shoulder pads, and an insatiable appetite for cheesecake and men. Just got to throw a Hawks jersey over that, and I'm good to go. With that being said, it looks like it's going to be perfect Seahawks weather. So, Moses, back over to you.
Yes, those shoulder pads. Remember, those shoulder pads are bigger than shoulder pads on football players.
I remember the 80s. They were special. Oof.
They were, and the poofy hair. Thank you, Matt, for a wonderful report, and Dustin for a wonderful injury report.
You just call my hair poofy.
I didn't yet, but I will someday.
That's a hate crime. Just saying.
I thought Matt was going to be bumping Pitbull on the way to the stadium there.
No. Not dangerous dogs. And now, please be upstanding and welcome our own Reverend Moses from the St. Paul Allen Church of Seahawk Positivity for his sermon for this upcoming game. Oh, Reverend.
Ah, yes, it is I, the self-appointed Reverend Moses of the St. Paul Allen Church of Seahawk Positivity. How is everyone this evening? Everyone doing well?
Well, thank you, Reverend.
Wonderful. Dustin, your eyes, you begin to see a little bit clearer into the world, I hope.
Yes, I can see the positivity.
Oh, you can see the positivity. That's wonderful. And Will, you have a pet dolphin with you, do you not? Oh, what a cute little boy. What a cute little boy. I'll be bringing over some corks for his blowhole later, but we'll talk about that later. Friends, it has been a stressful couple of weeks. It has, but we have made it through one piece of the most part. We're in one piece for the most part. And hearts are still beating and cardiologists are still on speed dial. So let's get some church up in here. Friends, I am so glad to once again be here as we travel to the deep southeast where men are men and gators are everywhere, but they are no match for the one true power of Seahawk Positivity, a reading from the book of the 2020 NFL season, chapter 4, verses 3 to 12. They did then have to travel, for soon they arrived in the land of oranges and sunshine. But they were greeted by those mammals from the water. They did attempt to bring us down, but we were too powerful for them even in their land, for we arose proud and tall in front of those who wished to defeat us. The one true power of Seahawk Positivity was too strong in the land of gators, and those fish were sent back into their water, broken and defeated. Yes, this is the word, my brethren. Oh, we do have a power that flows within us. Can you feel the power? Can you feel it? Raise your hands if you feel the power. Now, raise them up. Raise those hands up like Miami Vice when Crockett and Tubbs caught you for drug smuggling. Remember that back in the 80s? None of you do, but somebody out there going to get a laugh. Now raise your hands. And if your hands are raised and you believe in the power of Seahawk Positivity, that's here and I'm in nice and loud.
I'm in.
I'm in.
Oh, it sounds like Dustin's taking a dump. If you believe in the power to give our defense the ability to make the bearded Fitzpatrick feel older than he actually is, let's hear and I'm in nice and loud.
I can't anymore now.
Squeeze it out, Dustin. If you believe in the power to give our offense the ability to run through the Dolphin defense like unsafe tuna nets, let's hear it. I'm in nice and loud.
I'm in.
Yes, that's the power, my brethren. Now put down your hands and get that toilet paper. We are loud and proud, my 12s. Our voices, our presence is always felt. Those fish in Miami are about to get thrown back in the water because they just ain't good enough to keep. Oh, Cleolana, do me a favor, honey. Get on those keys and play them like you mean something. That a girl. There she is, everybody. Cleolana, the church organist. This has been your self-appointed Reverend Moses, St. Paul Church of Seahawk Positivity. Go forth and spread the good word of Seahawk Positivity. Praise Largent. Praise Cortez. Praise Walter Jones. Praise Kenny Easley. Go Hawks. And this is the end of the third quarter. You are listening to your 12-man Fan Jam show. Coming up in the fourth, our predictions for the Dolphin game. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the 12-Man Fan Jam Show, a Seahawk Positivity production.
If there's a better use for the internet, I haven't found it.
Holy shit, it's the fourth quarter.
All right, the fourth and final quarter of your episode of the 12-Man Fan Jam Show. In this quarter, we are going to make our game score predictions, our prognostications, of course, our game balls for that upcoming game between your Seattle Seahawks And those Miami Dolphins, it's a 1 o'clock Eastern game, 10 o'clock a.m. Seattle time, and I believe Matt said 6 p.m. in England. Seahawks, is that right?
I think so.
Yeah. Seahawks, 6.5-point favorites. The over-under, again, over 50 at 54.5. Unbelievable with these things.
Russell's probably supposed to get 51 of them.
Probably. So let's look at our picks. We'll start with Team 12 here. Team 12, start with Little Mo. Little Mo said 35-24. Russell Wilson, 4 touchdown passes, game ball to Metcalf. Jose, after 2 weeks of torture, I'm pulling a Statsman mark and going on vacation to Vegas. If you don't hear from me by next Monday, I'm either dead or in jail. I hope neither, Jose. Before I go, 38-23, Seahawks win. Game ball to Bobby Wagner. Prognostication, Diggs gets a pick. Go Hawks. Go Hawks, Jose. Mike Pascal, our leader currently, says Hawks 27, Fins 20. Game ball to Metcalf. Prediction, Russ 4 touchdown passes. Mark, Ty, Turner, Hawks 35, Fins 20. Game ball to Hyde. Okay, I'm going to give him this prognostication, but he's getting a little bit weird. Metcalf doesn't drop a pass. We're going to go with it.
Yeah. Wah, wah.
Yeah, it's kind of whippy, but we'll go with it. Carey, alrighty then, let's do this thing. Seahawks 34, Dolphins 28. Prognostication, DK has something to prove after that horrifying fumble last week and sticks it to Miami with over 2 touchdowns. He's going to stick it to Miami. All right, game ball. Another week, game ball to Lockett. I like that kid. Go Hawks. Jimmy, Hawks 31, Guppies 19. Metcalf player of the game prognostication, Poona Ford forces a fumble. Poona. All right, now for Team Posse. First, Andy. Andy says, I'm going ass whooping this week. Sorry. I'm going ass whooping this week. Seahawks 38, Finn 17. Game ball to Old Man Olsen because he's going to score 3. Yes, 3 touchdowns from Russ. Book it. That's what Andy says. Yeah. Chris. Okay, so the Fitz Magic show. Seahawks 34-16. Prognostication, Tua will play at least 1 snap. He may get well enough to play. Game ball to Shaquem Griffin for 2 sacks on Fitzmagic. And now it brings us to the posse that's here. And that will start with Dustin. Hi, Dustin.
Hello, sir.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Doing well. You?
Not unwell. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, doing a podcast?
Yeah, go do a podcast.
It's pretty cool.
Gonna make some game ball. Prognostication game ball. Better for the experience.
All right. So I'm going to say Seahawks are going to win this game. Going out on a limb there, I know. I think the score is going to be 38-13.
Wow. Okay.
Yep. I think a lot of us have been going with offensive players for game balls. So I'm going to switch it up this week. I think Ugo Amadi had a really good game last week. He came in and is dealt with the diversity and having to step up and make plays, and I thought he did really well.
Nice pick.
And I think that he'll get an interception this week, and he'll be my game ball.
Sweet. Prognostication. What do you get for prognostication? I'm sorry.
Oh, Ugo's getting an INT.
Okay. Amadi, an INT. All right.
First career INT at that.
That would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Will.
Hi, Moses.
How's the Dolphin?
Oh, I think he's resting, so
Okay, good.
keep it down.
Yeah. You got a score for us?
Seahawks 34, Dolphins 20.
Whoa.
My prognostication is that we get 3 or more takeaways in this game. And my game ball is going to go to Shaquem Griffin.
Shaquem. Very nice. Seattle 3 turnovers, she said.
3 or more, yeah.
Hi, Matt.
Hello.
Hello. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. Bit tired, but we're getting there.
We're almost done. What you got for us, sir?
I think this is going to be Seahawks 49.
Woo!
Dolphins 21.
Wow.
Golly.
It's a game.
Yeah, it is.
I think I was impressed, so I'm going to give my game ball to Jacob Hollister.
Okay.
I think he's going to get some extra targets. I think my prognostication, I was tempted to say that the sprinklers would miraculously turn on again. but we're not going to go there. Instead, I'll go with something simple. I'll say that Russell Wilson runs it in for a rushing touchdown.
Okay, that's good. That works. All right, those were all very nice. Now it's my turn. Okay, well, after 2 home games that had more drama than Statsman Mark ran out of tokens on 2-for-1 sale at his favorite cam girl site, the Seahawks travel to Florida to play the Dolphins. Yes, Florida, the sunshine, the oranges, and the insane retired couples wearing bikinis that barely cover their wrinkly cowhide tan bodies. You know, I used to speak Dolphin, but I don't anymore. So I'm not going to bore you with the Dolphin sounds because Will obviously has the true Dolphin sound, so I won't go there. But the Miami Dolphins come in this game fresh off defeating the Jaguars in what could be called the Battle of Florida, as if anyone would actually want to win Florida. They won 31-13. They should have a trophy for the Battle of Florida, don't you think? Like maybe an overflowing septic tank or something like that. I think that would fit. But I digress. Quarterback Ryan, shaving razors or for the weak Fitzpatrick, who is rumored to have a small family of Ukrainian immigrants living inside, hidden in his massive beard, is coming of his best game so far this season, which is a shame because no matter how magical Fitzmagic gets, it's just a matter of time before he'll be replaced by a new, younger model. Let's face it, he is the first wife of the NFL franchises. No Fitzmagic this week, Ryan. The only Miami sound machine you're going to hear are the hypnotic beats and the smooth, soulful singing of Gloria Estefan and dancing the conga, baby. That's right. It's going to be the sound of not the Miami sound machine on Sunday, but the Seahawks machine running over your team like a bulldozer making way for more retirement communities. Yes. Watch my game ball, Tyler Lockett, continue to be silent but deadly as he recalls yet another 100-yard receiving game. That's my prognostication. And oh, Fitzmagic, no more magic for you, buddy. Dance the conga because it's time to throw the Dolphins back into the water and watch our Seahawks win by a score of Seattle Seahawks 34, Miami Dolphins 17. Dance the conga and book it. Take that. Always musical. The Miami Sound Machine, conga. Look it up, kids. All right. Oh, look at the clock. Oh. Is it time to bring another wonderful and amazing 12-man Fan Jam show to a sad close? It looks like it. We are so glad that you decided to waste some time with us. We certainly hope you laughed a little. Maybe you learned a little something. We learned a lot tonight. We learned so much. We learned much.
We learned too much.
We learned too much. We learned that Will's keeping a pet dolphin in a tub. I don't even know where to go with that. We learned that Dustin tries to go to the bathroom while he's listening to the show at the same time and participating.
Not a first time.
Yeah, I know. We also learned who wants Zeke to stop feeding himself. But anyway, yeah. And on behalf of my partner in crime, Matt, our news hound, Shadowhawk Will, Statsman Mark, wherever he is, Dustin is the Beaver, Roger Goodell, Mozette, Little Mo, Jimmy, Chris, Tom Lucas, Jose, Carey, Mark, Ty Turner, Andy, Northern Hawk, Kona, Bob Greasy, Larry Zonka, A.J. Dewey. This is Moses saying until next time, good night, everybody, and go Hawks!
Go Hawks!
Hawks.
Just dance the conga. You're getting stronger.